Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. So two things I'm going to look at today in terms of a play for options expiration, which is coming up this Friday. And of course there's options expiration every Friday, but the one that's most interesting because it typically has the highest amounts of open interest is the third Friday of the month, also monthly expiration. So for Priceline, one thing Priceline enjoys doing is settling around monthly expiration around what I would call nice round numbers. Now, it was only 5 trading days ago that we're up here at 1600, and now we're down here at 1500. And if we take a look at this, right here, the 1500 strike has pretty decent open interest of 1,000 contracts. Now remember, on that side, 500 over here. Now remember, that's not necessarily a lot, but that does represent 150,000 shares on a stock that trades 366,000 shares a day. So half its daily trading volume suddenly has open interest kind of at that level. That does attract attention. So what we did today was sold an iron fly for $8.40. It's $10 wide, so the maximum loss would be $10. So what is that, $2.59? Now, if it pinned exactly at 1500, that'd be great, and then we could get max profit. That's not what I'm looking for. I've got an order to buy this back at $4.50 or $4. So the idea is just getting a little better than 50% of the credit sold back, and if at some point it can get around that level, I'd be happy to buy it back, and that is a good till cancel order. Now, there is also decent open interest on the S&P 500 at the 2200 level. Now, if we're looking at this in terms of some of the Greeks, we're going to have, and you can see right now the way this is set up, what you want on something like this is that you'll see the theta change as we get closer to expiration, or that does turn into something where that means that's how fast premium is going into your account. And looking at, and we sold out of the money calls here, or at the money calls, at the money puts, and bought some out of the money protection. But you can see here also $10 wide, sold it for $9.10, very little risk to reward, and then $20 wide, sold it for $16.45. So here we're risking 1 to make 10 potentially, but at the same time, I'm happy to buy these back at 50% of the credit that I sold it for and put those orders in as good till cancel. So what I'm looking at here is that the expected move on this is $15.74. So that's saying, hey, John, the idea that this could get to $2,200 might be a little far-fetched, but let's say if it just went the expected move, so we're at 77, so 87 plus, almost 6, that takes us to 93, and then that actually would double our money here, where our max loss is 900. That would net us a profit of, about $2,000. So I'm looking at it from that angle with the potential that we could get a little extra kicker because it is monthly expiration and a little bit more of a grind higher. Now, if some of that didn't make sense to you, this is a class that Bruce is in the middle of right now, and it's essentially how to use the Greeks to time those kind of trades, and it's using the Greeks in a way that's actually very simple because they are very confusing. There's a lot of free information out there on Greeks that is incredibly complicated and hard to understand. So the whole idea with this is like, look, here is practical, bite-sized pieces of wisdom that you can start using right away to set up trades like that if you're not sure how to do it. Now, the strategy class went on yesterday, and it's going on tonight. However, this is recorded. You still have an opportunity to get it at this price if you want to do it, and even better, if you'd also like to do live trading, which takes place on the 17th and the 21st, for $4.97, you can get access to that, plus you get access to the recordings as that it would be included in that. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. simplertrading.com/Greeks. Greeks are going to be the way to go as we head into the end of the year and all the volatility that's coming our way. So if you got a handle on this, it's going to be a lot easier. All right, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you at the next update.